Good evening. Welcome to the Southeast Michigan Wind Ensemble. I am your announcer this evening. Also part-time trumpet, part-time percussion. You'll see me running around. My name is Abby Reynolds, and I'm thrilled to be here. We are starting off our program tonight with a beautiful version of America the Beautiful. This version was written by quite a famous composer by the name of Carmen Dragon. And yes, that's his real name, Carmen Dragon. He was born to Italian immigrants who settled in California, which is where Carmen spent his life. He was the conductor of the Hollywood Bowl for many, many years, the Hollywood Bowl Orchestra, and wrote for many films and television, and is quite a well-known arranger. What I did find out, which I didn't know until I was looking up a little bit about Carmen Dragon, is he had 5 children, all went into music, one of whom became quite famous. And I had mentioned it, actually, to my daughter, who had no idea who I was talking about. So I'm hoping the crowd out here that is my age or older, Captain and Tennille, come on, who knows? Yeah. The captain is Daryl Dragon, Carmen Dragon's son. Love will keep us together. Well, his father was quite a musician, and here we have his version, beautifully done, America the Beautiful. Thank you. That is also, I forgot to mention, one of our most important members here, our fabulous conductor, Cliff Chapman. In the early days of World War II, a government radio program producer wanted a salute to America. That's what he told Morton Gould. He asked if he could compose it. According to Morton Gould, he was given about 24 hours to accomplish that. So he started at 6 p.m. He started with the song, a familiar Civil War song, When Johnny Comes Marching Home. He took that piece and arranged it into what we are about to play. He started at 6 p.m., he said, finished at 2 a.m. with copyists standing by. This was in about 1942. So they stood by, then they had to copy all the music out, dry it, because it was ink, and had it on the stands ready for the band to play. They rehearsed it and then broadcast it that night. We are now going to play his version of The American Salute by Morton Gould, and you will hear a lot of When Johnny Comes Marching Home. trying not to get the feedback there. I'll move over here. Well, it's not my spot. Our next piece, American River Songs by Pierre Laplante. This marvelous work is a moving tribute to an earlier time, when our rivers and waterways were the lifelines of a growing nation. It features such American folk songs such as Down the River, Shenandoah, and the Glendy Burke. If you've not heard of the Glendy Burke, it was actually a person and a boat. And it was a person first. Glendy Burke was the 29th mayor of New Orleans back in the 1860s. And Stephen Foster actually wrote a song with the Glendy Burke. He named a steamer, a paddle steamer, after Glendy Burke before he became mayor. So he was the mayor that already had a steamboat named after him. Seems perfect for New Orleans. Here we have American River Songs. To You, America was composed in honor of the 150th anniversary celebrations at the United States Military Academy, West Point, New York. It was first performed under the composer's direction, William Still, on February 17, 1952. It was marked the first time West Point had ever commissioned a work by a black composer. He was also the first black conductor of the West Point Ensemble, 1952. I was a brave man. William Grant Still wrote this about the piece after he wrote it. It is the simple reaffirmation of the faith which all of us who are loyal Americans feel at this crucial time. Our faith in our country and in its future. Musically speaking, it is a development of a single theme, energetic at the beginning and progressing to a majestic chorale-like finale, pointing to a glorious destiny. William Grant Still. I know. It's on my other. Yeah. To You, America. I should. Testing. I can yell! Yes. I could yell. I mean, I'm good at that. Our next piece, Oklahoma. Love this piece. I'm telling you, if you're ever caught in traffic, there's nothing you can do about it. The main theme from Oklahoma, boom, 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 you'll just feel better right away. Oklahoma was the first musical written by the amazing team of Richard Rodgers, who wrote the music, and librettist, wrote the words, was Oscar Hammerstein II. The musical is based on Lynn Riggs' 1931 play, Green Grows the Lilacs. Green Grow the Lilacs, set in the Oklahoma Territory in 1906. It tells the story of a cowboy, Curly McLean, and his romance with a farm girl, Lori Williams. No jokes tonight. This is G-rated. The musical was a smash hit and awarded a special Pulitzer Prize in 1944. Tonight, we have some special guests, two marvelous singers, a father-daughter duo, Michael and Grace Peterson. Please welcome them to the stage.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads When I take you out into Surrey, when I take you out into Surrey with the fringe on top. See that fringe and see how it flutters when I drive them high-stepping strutters. Nosy pokes will peep through their shutters and their eyes will pop. The wheels are yellow, the upholstery is brown, the dashboard's genuine leather. With Viking glass curtains you can roll right down in case there's a change in the weather. Two bright side lights winking and a blinking. Ain't no finer rig, I'm thinking. You can keep your rig if you're thinking that I can't just walk through that shiny little Surrey with the fringe on the top.
That was wonderful. I think one more hand of applause. That was great. Mark, that was wonderful. We're gonna tango, and then we will have one piece before a brief intermission. If you haven't noticed the giant QR code there, that is for the program. Our last piece before the intermission, not the last piece of the evening, is called Them Basses. Them Basses is a march that is subtitled, ready? A march in which the basses have the melody throughout. They're laughing because that never happens. The basses never have the melody throughout, but in this piece, Them Basses, the basses get the chance to shine. The basses are, for the kids out there, they're the really big instruments back there. You can hold them up a little bit. Show who's going to be the big. There we go. That's impressive. The tuba shine. Normally, they're just in pa land. Most of the. Oh, you guys, you have a cheering section out. You have groupies. They have groupies. Usually, that's just the saxophones grouping for themselves. But this is great. They have some actually in the audience. This piece was written in 1924 in the style of a circus march, a very spirited circus march. It's fun to play, especially for the basses, and it has remained one of the most popular and fan favorites of the composer's work. We hope you enjoy Them Basses, and then a brief intermission. We're back. To the second half of the Southeastern Michigan Wind Ensemble concert. Our next piece is the Raiders March. 1981, the original Raiders of the Lost Ark, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones. I love him. The first Indiana Jones movie, and it introduced us to the great march, the Raiders, Raiders March, written by, of course, the amazing John Williams. This evening, we have a special guest conductor, the first Indiana Jones himself. You didn't know this. He was, you know, the word svelte and power comes to mind. I know, you know, back in the day, this Michael Lewis here, who also happens to be the director of bands at Clarkston High School, and is our host for our rehearsals, where we all rehearse, so thank you very much. I begged him, I said, listen, this audience would love those tricks you do with the whip and everything, but he wouldn't bring it. I don't know, he wouldn't bring the whip. I thought maybe the hat, some boots, nothing. But he did bring his baton. So, Michael Indy Lewis conducting the Raiders March.
hitting the screen.
Testing.
What's it transmitting from?
Over here on the corner.
Are you close enough to it? Do you just want to stand right next to it?
Testing. Now, I'm starting to think that he's just messing with me up here. And if I find that out, Paul, I'll stand right here. I'm not moving.
Good.
Our next piece is Jesus Christ Superstar.
Perfect.
Jesus Christ Superstar is a sung-through rock opera with the music by Andrew Lloyd Webber and lyrics by Tim Rice. Unable to get backing, when they first wrote it, they had an idea, and if you've seen Jesus Christ Superstar, it's very loosely based on the Gospels. And when they first wrote it, they could not get anyone to back it. They thought, this is not going to go. No one's going to want to see this. So they released it as a concept album, and it was a huge hit. So once the album took off, they got the backing. And the show debuted in Broadway in 1971. Jesus Christ Superstar has the record for the longest running West End musical in London, up until Andrew Lloyd Webber, same composer, wrote Cats, and then that took over. I've seen Cats. I prefer Jesus Christ Superstar. I have nothing against cats. I'm a cat lover, but, you know, Evita. I like Evita. Besides the title song, Jesus Christ Superstar, which you will most likely recognize, you will also hear I Don't Know How to Love Him, Everything Is All Right, I Only Want to Say, and Hosanna. Please welcome to the podium clarinetist and Ferndale Community Band Director, Ed Quick. Our next piece, Symphonic Gershwin. The arranger, Warren Barker, combined some of the most memorable themes from Gershwin's great symphonic works, An American in Paris, Cuban Overture, and of course, Rhapsody in Blue, to create this wonderfully dramatic concert work. We are thrilled and to have back conducting Cliff Chapman, our conductor of South. Symphonic Gershwin. I'd like to introduce our founder, Eric Crimmins.
Thank you for coming out, everybody, tonight. We're in our 6th season of the Southeastern Michigan Wind Ensemble. This started as an idea that I had. I wanted to play in a high-quality group with a very limited rehearsal time. As a former band director, we don't have a lot of time to do weekly commitments, so I formed a group of mostly band directors and others, and I threw the idea behind Cliff, our conductor, and it's been a great ride so far. We had a great momentum going, then COVID happened, and then we kind of had to rebuild, and so now we have our momentum going again, and this is where you folks can help us out a lot. We just started a donor program. If you look at the program on the last page, there's a few names there of people that donated a certain amount of money and they go into a certain circle. And if you'd like recognition for donating to our group, you can scan the QR code that's there and donate. If you don't want to be that formal and you just like to donate some money to help us continue what we're doing, our mission is just to spread the medium of wind ensemble literature in the community. That is our mission. If you'd like to help us with that mission, you can either donate, as I mentioned, or there's also a cash donation box outside by the entrance. If you'd just like to give us a quick donation on the way out, we would really appreciate it. We're also looking for corporate sponsors. We have a lot of ideas that we would like to do. We'd like to host a composition competition. We'd like to do a high school honors band, a middle school honors band, and all kinds of other ideas. And these things will take funds. And we are all volunteers. We're mostly professional musicians, including our esteemed conductor, who does not get paid. And he does not get enough recognition. I just want to give him another round of applause. He prefers to conduct and not speak, and that's totally fine. I understand that. So thank you, Cliff. And so we have a lot of great ideas. If you could, if you have a corporate sponsor, if you own a business or you work for a business that could donate some funds to help us with our goals, that would be awesome. And there's information on how to do that in the program and also on our website, semwe.org. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm going to give this back to Abby now.
Thank you. And one more quick concert announcement. Also, this Sunday at 4 o'clock, we have the North American Brass Band Champions. North American Brass Band Champions. right here are coming to Wildwood Theater at 4 o'clock. The 5 Lake Silver Band will be performing. We have also done a concert with them, and I'll tell you, they'll blow your socks off. So 4 o'clock Sunday, if you want to hear the North American Brass Band Champions. Okay, I'm very proud of this group. It might have something to do with my husband's in the group, but that's, beside the point. Let's go back there. He played a solo, and just wave, Mike. Just there. He's one of the players in the North American Brass Band Champion Group 5 Lake Silver Band. Might want to come. Before we get to our last piece, again, like Eric said, thank you so much for coming. We hope you had a wonderful time. Our last piece tonight, we're going to end with, of course, in an American concert, Sousa, a salute to America. And we thought we'd also add the national game. How are the Tigers doing? Are they? The last time we checked, the Tigers were tied. Hopefully this will spur them on to a win. You're laughing. That's not funny. They could do it. This piece, The National Game, written by John Philip Sousa. Actually, Sousa met the baseball high commissioner, Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis. This is way back then. And they met in Havana, in Cuba. And John Philip Sousa, of course, had his own famous band, the Sousa Band, and they had their own baseball team. And so they would play concerts and also play ball games with whatever local team was in the area. Unload, watch a concert, and play some baseball. So when they met, no doubt Sousa told them about how much of a fan of baseball he was, because then the Judge Landis contacted him and asked him to write a march for the 50th anniversary of the National Baseball League, the National League for Baseball. And so he wrote The National Game, this march. Have a wonderful evening. Hope you enjoyed. Once again, the Southeastern Michigan Wind Ensemble. Check our Facebook for upcoming concerts. Thank you so much.